Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a concealer review. I know there's lots of concealers in the market, especially with high-ends. I know that they're obviously an investment and they're quite expensive. It's hard to kind of choose what is a good concealer. So I decided to review the top concealers in the market at the moment. Hopefully that will make it easier for you to make a decision. These are the concealers that we're going to be talking about. So it's going to be the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. It just came out last month, so it's still very new and hot in the market. The next one is the Nars Radiant Concealer. Obviously it's been around for a little while, but people still use it and love it. The next one is Urban Decay Naked Concealer. Last but not least is MAC Prolog Concealer, which is an oldie but a goodie. It's been around for quite a long time. By the way, in case you're wondering why all my concealers are different colors, are because I do travel often and my skin tone obviously changes, especially when I'm under the sun. So I love to get different shade of each concealer and mix and match them. So I have like the Prolog in 2 different shades, so I mix and match. So the lighter one I use in the winter, and then I mix the 2 for the, let's say, medium tone, and then when I get darker tone I use the darker one. So in case you're wondering, talking about the concealers, I am going to start with the Born This Way concealer. As I mentioned, this is a new hot concealer, and I know that it is infused with coconut water. I did a full review on this one, so if you do want to see a full review, swatch and application, I will leave a link down in the description box for you to see. A little bit about this concealer: it is a very light application, it is a medium coverage, and it is very hydrating. It is buildable. However, the problem with this is because it is hydrating, unfortunately it does sink in the fine lines. So if you don't have the natural fine lines, which I personally do, then maybe this would be a perfect concealer for you. And if you don't have the dark circles, then that will be a perfect concealer for you. So it will be a lightweight concealer and it's easy to put on and good to go. The best application for the concealers, personally, I find it is the Beauty Blender. This is my thoughts on this one. The next one that we're going to talk to is Nars Creamy Concealer. I know a lot of people love this concealer. However, with this one I feel like it is quite comparable to the Born This Way concealer. So if you have one, you would probably like the other. Again, it is very creamy and it is thicker than the Born This Way, so it does cover more for sure. It is buildable, so that's wonderful. The only problem that I have with this concealer is if you do not bake it, it gets very cakey, and I'm not the one to bake my concealer, so yeah, that's the only issue with this. But again, a lot of people love this concealer and it works for them. However, you do have to bake this one. Next one is the Naked Skin Urban Decay Concealer. Lots of hype about this one, so I did end up buying this because I've seen a lot of YouTubers purchase this. I will say that this one will not disappoint. It is medium coverage, but it is absolutely buildable. Does not crease whatsoever. Yes, you do have to set it lightly, but I will say this is flawless. It looks great in pictures, and it is definitely a concealer that I do recommend, as much as it is lightweight and it looks very natural on. However, it does cover very well and it does last all day. So this one, very highly recommend. Last but not least is the MAC Prolog Concealer. It's a oldie but a goodie. I've been using this one for many years, and I have not seen a concealer that is as full coverage in this as this one. Because I do suffer from dark circles, this has been the only concealer that really covers that dark circles and absolutely is a prolonged concealer. It lasts all day. The only issues that I have with this is 2 things. First of all, the pump, actually it pumps out more product than you would need, so you probably have to use a little container and just pump out and just use as needed. So it does get a little bit messy. You get concealer around here, kind of annoying, versus the other ones, they have wands, so it is easier and cleaner to apply. Another thing too is the glass. I've used this for many years and I go through them. Unfortunately, I've broken the container few times, and I've seen a lot of reviews, and I'm not the only one who have done that. So basically what I've done is actually used tape. I know it sounds weird, but I've used tape and I kind of wrapped it around it. So what that does is if you do drop it, it does protect the container so it doesn't break as easily. I mean, unless you throw it from, I don't know, the second floor, you know, that obviously will break. Otherwise, I think it's a great idea, and it's a good trick. So something to think about if you have one or thinking about purchasing this one. Which one would I recommend? Which one is my favorite? And as for the price, I think they're all pretty comparable. However, I know that the Prolog Concealer has the most amount of concealer. What I would recommend, I would absolutely recommend the Prolog Concealer if you do have dark circles and looking for a full coverage concealer. My second favorite, as I'm sure you've noticed, is the Naked Concealer by Urban Decay. I know at the beginning I was not a huge fan because I didn't know how to apply it properly and set it properly, but once I figured that out, this concealer is incredible. Highly recommend. And that's about it. I hope that you found this review helpful. If you tried any of these concealers, let me know your thoughts and let me know which one is actually your favorite concealer. I would love to hear it from you guys. That's really about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.